Good morning, once more. Okay, today you want to learn to control. And before I start, I want to put so here you are there, you say present. Faith?
Present.
Victor? George?
Present.
Chris? Present. Anna? Okay. What is the date of today?
17th of April.
So under control, we are going to learn auxiliary projection. Auxiliary projection. And specific objective. So by the end of this session, ¿qué pasa? Good. You should be able to construct a true shape of an object using auxiliary projection. Okay, are we together?
Yes.
Now, before I continue, I want to recap what we learned last session. So, who will remind us what we learned last session? Okay, thank you. Another person?
We did some subjective that the plan, the true shape, the good.
Okay, so we learn photographic projection, we learn first angle projection and third angle projection. And today we are learning auxiliary projection. And before I start, maybe I'd like to know the meaning of auxiliary projection. Maybe one of us to try to know the meaning of auxiliary projection.
It is the projection in a way that we project in 3D dimension.
This clap for me. Okay. So, as we have said, it is the drone of retorted in 3D dimension. Here, we have these different what? Views. What is the meaning of this?
Views is exact position where you see the object.
Show universities. In this case, we have been given of land elevation and front elevation. And this way we try to draw the auxiliary object. Okay. So, as we continue, maybe one of us will remind us tools that we use to control. Compass? Okay. For instance. Okay. And you upset yourself? Okay, so let's start drawing. So, and you follow the procedures because finally you draw a flower. So you start by drawing the reference line. Reference line. So let's call it x1. x1. In this case, we have been given the plan elevation to be this is our plan elevation to be 50 millimeters by 50 millimeters. So we are going to draw here front elevation and this one back elevation. Is that okay? Are we together? So you come and draw using at an angle of this side. Let's continue. So I was saying before you draw, you must have a reference line. So start by drawing a reference line. And we call it x1, x1. And our front elevation and plan elevation, we draw front elevation at this side and plan elevation at this position. And to come up with the front elevation, we use at an angle, we draw at an angle, hitting at an angle of 30 degrees and 60 degrees. So can you write the angle, set square for 60 degrees? You draw at an angle of this side is 60 degrees and this side is 30 degrees. And I have said the placing of this block is 50 millimeters by 50 millimeters. So you come and measure 50 millimeters from this one, 50 millimeters from this one. Are you okay now?
Yes.
So using your set square, you can slide the come up with a full okay. You can slide this line to this position. Like that one. Next is this line. I hope you are following the procedure. You select like this one. Are you seeing? Are we to get the glass?
Yes.
Okay. So that is our front elevation of our machine or our object. So to come up with the plan, we project these points. We project it. And how do we project? We project like this. We transfer perpendicular lines. Like this one. Are you seeing what I have done? Are we to get the glass?
Yes.
Okay. So after that, you come and measure 15 millimeters. And then you transfer from this. Let's do another line here. Where we can start drawing our plan elevation. So you come and measure. The distance is same like this one, which is 50 millimeters from here to here. And then you join. You can use your draw compass. That's fine. You see?
Yes.
Okay. So, and then we join those points. Join those points. So, to come up with the division, we must draw a line at this point, so that when we project these points to this side, we come up with the original true shape of these figures. So this line it must be at an angle of 60 degrees like this one. It must be at an angle of 60 degrees. Also, we can call it x1, x1. So, before we continue, you must align these points so that it can guide you when you are projecting the lines, the corners. So, let's call here point O, where we start our front elevation, and start, say A, B, C, B. Are we together?
Yes.
Okay. So, when we follow this, so you are going to get Z prime. Call it this point, Z prime. And this point, we call it Z prime 2. Next is this one. We call it D, D1, T2. Next is A. We call it A, A2 prime. Next, A1, A2. Who can try, or we can project from there. Somebody can try. Or I continue. I continue.
Let me try.
Okay.
So I try another question. So let me just project B to B using a dotted line this way, and I extrapolate to the other side. Same case with this one, a parallel line to the x1, x1 and x2, or x line. Now, I have a distance D to B. Let me call this point D. I call this point C. So this point is carrying C prime and C2 prime. When we go through this line, this other line, we have C prime and C2 prime. So it is along that line. Same case to D. Okay, D prime and D prime. It is going through this line. And of course, B again this line.
Okay. Because, Professor,
Am I right?
because of time, he has tried, so let's clap for him. So let me show you how you could have used this point to transfer this line. Instead, you used it for elevation instead of plan elevation. So he has tried. So what will you do? You project these points, starting from this one, and make sure the line you projected from this point to this line is perpendicular to this line. So make sure and that one project all corners. So make sure this angle should be
90.
okay. Okay, so from there, to get point A, you follow, so you have point A here. So you measure, using a protractor, you measure from point A to A1. Like that one. And you track those project your life. You follow, and then you get this point. You mark. You call it A1. Next is B. So from B prime to B, you follow this line, you track, you measure B. As well as you can join point A1, B1 because A and B is at the same line. Next is C. You follow the same procedure. You measure, you follow where you get C, you follow that line, you measure, you follow C1. Next is C2. Where is C2? Are we together?
Yes.
Or you are seeing stars? Or...
I'm
Okay.
seeing you are projecting like D instead of C.
Line D instead of C.
Yes.
I have followed this one.
No, the other C is C prime.
C2 prime.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for your correction. The last one is D. So how would you come up with your prism? So you join where is A2? You did not mark the point for A2. So you follow? Eh? Yes. There's no B1.
B1 is.
B1 you can again. This one is B1. B2 is this point. Are we together? So now finally you join A1. A1, B to P, C to C, and then you see there is AB, there is AD, and there is CD at the same line. So you join AB. You join A. There is AD, another one, BC, And another one? Another one? BC? And another one? Are you seeing? So, and there is this one, from this one to this one.
I'm seeing you join A2 prime with D prime 1. I think it will be better if you go to A prime 2 and D prime 2.
Because you have that.
You say
A prime 2
A prime 2,
to D prime 2.
is that? Okay. This one. We say there is AP, this one, is this one. Next thing is BC. So you have BC. We have CD.
See this point. C prime 2 or D prime 1.
Join. Are we together?
Yes.
Join AD. Like that one. And finally, you have come up with the full prison. That is the full project of our prison. So, I want maybe to group yourself in 2 groups and try to be fast to draw what you are planning to do. I give you 5 minutes. So make sure you show your friend. For those who are not seeing clearly at the board, there is a chart, so you can also see at the chart. Let's see. Planning is supposed by us, so make sure you are almost done. So, and say if you are not seeing the board clearly, there is a chart here, so you can refer to that. For any reference, you can black on this side. Okay, 1 minute remaining. So make sure you are winding up your work. Is remaining. That's why you are winding up your work. Okay. So maybe to save on time, I would like one of the representatives of the group to come and show us what we have done. 2 minutes. So I'm seeing group 1, they have already done, and they have done a good job. So maybe one of the members to come and show us. Group 2. So you can show us sketch. You can sketch what we have planned. Just a sketch.
Okay, the
Because
first,
you have drawn clear here, you can sketch it here.
okay, the first step. The first step, we can come up with a perfectly horizontal line. Okay. A perfectly horizontal line that way. Now, let me just sketch. After coming up with an horizontal line, we come up with an angle of 60 degrees at this side and 30 degrees at this other side. Now, you measure the distance. You measure the distance from point, say A, from point A to point B on this other side. You mark that goal is B, and AB should be the distance to AD that way. So using a pair of compass, you stand at D this way. You mark an arc, that is the distance from A to D. Stand at the D, mark an arc, stand at the B, mark an arc. Then you join, and we call it C. Call it C. We project the D, we project A, we project C, and we project B to come up with. Then you draw a baseline here. Draw a baseline there. Then to come up with a plan, we just measure from A to C.
So let's clap when we are strike. So next time we should draw the whole. Okay. So before I end the session, I want to see whether you have understood what you have done. So starting from this row, can you tell us what you have done today?
We learned how to develop an auxiliary protection, one by measuring 60 degrees and 90 degrees rotations.
And you can do the same thing? Okay, thank you.
I've learned on how to construct a cruise ship.
Thank you. So can you appreciate yourself? Okay, there is an assignment I want to leave with you. So, one, draw the true shape make a true shape of an object. using auxiliary projection. Given plan and front elevation. To be this one. Say 40 and 40. This is front elevation. Due date is 17/05/2026. So I want to complete the session by saying maybe one of us to tell us what is mixed the class and we say what context is equal to what we have done.
Learn how to appreciate.
How to project the lines perfectly.
Thank you. Let's move to the next lesson.